How about another round of applause for Return to Zero? They are fantastic. I love them. I got to tell you, I know them. They're friends of mine. And every time Sammy comes out on stage and he puts the mic down, I go, when did Sammy become a technician? And then they start singing. I'm like, man, they got me again. All right, let's see how many old school people are here today. How many people remember them as 4 for $1 singing at Theater of the Stars? Remember that? Yes, indeed. That was my favorite part of Beauty and the Beast live on stage. And I was in the show, so. But let me stop. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Diz Family Reunion here at the Contemporary Resort. How you doing this morning? Good? Oh, man. This is going to be a good day. It is a family reunion because I see some of my cousins out there right now. I see them all, right? And I want to acknowledge something right now. How many people right now, this is your first expo for 2021 right now? Look at that. Let's applaud that right now. I think it's something we need. We're going to do this very safely. We're going to be wearing our masks. So right now, I want you to remember to smile with your eyes, okay, when you see those celebrities. So let's try it. Everybody smile at me with your eyes. Let me see it. Good, good, good. That's too much, sir. You're freaking me out. Okay. Just kidding. Just kidding. Tweet. There, that is good. And everybody right now, take a moment. Everyone lean forward. Lean forward. Everybody lean forward. Group hug. There it is. So now we can begin. There it is. All right. Well, I am excited to be here, and this is going to be great. This is a great expo celebrating all things Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and a little bit of Star Wars. Any Star Wars fans out there? All right. Now, it's going to be amazing. So thank you for being here. And there's a lot of things to see while you're here today. So don't forget to scan your QR codes, okay? And you don't have to keep checking the schedule. You just have to scan your QR code. Some people have the badges or the passes. It's on there. Also, there's signs around the convention center where you can just scan those QR codes so you can meet your celebrities and get those autographs. And remember, all those proceeds go to Give Kids the World. And just being here, you're supporting Give Kids the World Village, right? It's an amazing nonprofit. What they do is they grant magical vacations, week-long vacations for kids and terminally ill kids and their families for no price. So they do it all for free. So that is fantastic. And it's a great thing to be a part of. Also, don't forget, you want to definitely see everything. Visit the auction hall. It's very cool. You get to see a lot of things on display. They've got thousands of items to bid on. And make sure you see those. Head over to the auction hall. And of course, don't forget to head to the Lost Bros stage on the second floor. Once again, the second floor. 2 ways to go there. Well, you go up, and there's a few ways to go. You can take the escalator, you can take the elevator, or you can take the stairs, right? To me, I rather elevator or escalator, so make sure you do that, all right? And there's a lot to see here today. And I'm not here representing Walt Disney World. I'm just here representing myself and the honor of being here to host this for Give Kids the World Village. But speaking as a cast member, I must say, over the years, a lot of cast members have dedicated their time and talent to Give Kids the World. In fact, in entertainment, it's a rite of passage. It's like, oh, you've been here 5 years, but did you go see the kids? So that is very big. And I wanted just to take a moment to also say Give Kids the World Village also made something very magical for me. They did something because last year they were closed due to the pandemic. Well, what they did is they took many of the lights. Anybody remember the spectacle of dancing lights at Disney's Hollywood Studios? Yeah. They took a lot of those lights and more, and they put it over at the village, and they turned the village into a winter wonderland of dancing lights called Night of a Million Lights. Anybody see that? It's amazing. It's coming back this year, but it was beautiful. And at the time, I was dating a beautiful woman, and she loved lights, and they helped me make the perfect backdrop. I took the Night of a Million Lights, and that is where I proposed. Yes, indeed. But it was beautiful. I think I want to show you, we found a perfect gazebo here. Here is us right here. This is our whole family. I proposed to her there. She had no idea, and it was just a beautiful backdrop. There's another picture I want to show you. Beautiful lights. Here it is right here. Look at that. That is beautiful. Hashtag Twitter, Instagram right there. Definitely. And so it was during the pandemic, so my mask, she had no idea. My mask said, "Will you marry me?" You see that? And, so I had 2 masks for her. One said yes, and the other one didn't say yes. No, it said that right there. Yes or that, and she chose that. So she said yes, by the way, so that was good. So thank you very much to Omar and the whole team at Give Kids the World. It was a magical moment that we will always remember, so thank you again. And as you can tell, this place is very special to me. And right now I want to take a moment that to make sure everyone here has an understanding of the mission. So every story that comes to the village is unique and special, and I want to share one story from one of our families that is sure to touch your heart. Take a look.
Just to see the smiles on my kid's face, it means the world to me. You know, Kamarian, he's a God's blessing, he's an angel. This little boy will crack you up, you know, he had the little cute little dimples, you know. He was just a beautiful little boy, he was never sick. I work 2 part-time jobs and plus take care of kids. It's just how life is, you know. We make it. You know, it's hard, but we make it. Mario was diagnosed with ALL, leukemia. I hate saying the words, I hate hearing the words. For somebody to tell you that your grandchild that you took care of since he was 4 months old has cancer, you know, when you hear the word cancer, it's just one of the worst things that goes through your mind. Is he gonna die? Is he gonna be all right? What's gonna happen? And my baby kept saying he was scared. Grandma, I'm scared. You know, seeing him so sick and all them tubes in his arms.
Kids shouldn't have to worry. They should be able to go run around, have fun, play, and just be a normal child. I think that's one of the great things about the village is we do exactly that for them for the week that they're here.
I see so many times that kids that their wish is to come, to go to Disney or go to Universal or go to SeaWorld. We make it happen for them.
A lot of the families have never been on vacation due to the challenges of having a child with a life-threatening or terminal condition.
It's now that these families need that time together. They need a break from their doctor visits and hospital stays and treatments. It's not something that can wait.
Magic happens here every day. Give Kids the World is one of the only organizations that provides not only for the Wish child, but for the whole Wish family. They are here for probably the best week of their life.
It's given them a renewed strength to fight. You know, there's nothing that beats it.
There are a lot of families who say that this place has changed their life and changed their child's life, and that are still here because of the village.
Just the fun that is here.
The kids having fun, they don't think about their sickness. And that's what they need sometimes to get it off their mind. That's part of healing.
This village is not filled with sadness. This village is filled with hope and smiles, kids eating ice cream, kids riding rides, kids being kids.
This is something I would never be able to afford to give them myself. And that's why I'm thankful for coming here, because I never seen him this happy since his sickness. We need it this week.
And now, please welcome to the stage, President and CEO of Give Kids the World, Pam Landwirth.
Up here, so I'm going to take it off for just a little bit. Mark, thank you so much for your wonderful introduction. I want you all to know when Mark was talking about the fact that he volunteers a lot at the village, he volunteered his time to be here today. He's not being paid to be here, so please, one more time, give it up for Mark. We really appreciate it. That's the dedication of our volunteers. I know there's a lot of volunteers. If you're a volunteer at Give Kids World, can you just stand up? We want to recognize you because it's just amazing. Awesome. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. You know, it's such an honor to be here to help kick off Diz Family Reunion 2021. I mean, gosh, it seems like it was supposed to happen like years ago. We're finally here. And to be able to kick it off by sharing our Give Kids the World story makes it even more memorable for us, because it's a story of hope. And I think everybody needs a dose of hope right now. And hope is the most precious gift you can give another human being. And I think that story, the video that you saw, kind of gives you a little bit of an inclination about what the village is about. But I want you for just a couple minutes to put yourself in that grandmother's shoes and close your eyes and imagine that you're a normal family going through life's up and down. You know, you're living through the pandemic, doing all of those things, trying to make ends meet, trying to find that proverbial work-life balance, nagging the kids to brush their teeth or to do their homework, or arguing with your significant other about whose turn it is to take out the trash or empty the dishwasher. And then one day, a routine trip to the doctor's office, and your world comes crashing down around you when you hear the doctor say, "I'm sorry, your daughter has leukemia," or "Your son needs a heart transplant." And all of those things that seemed so significant just a few short hours before now seem meaningless. As one Wish mom wrote, she said, "You do surgical procedures, transplants, x-rays, transfusions, hospital stays. You watch the children of new friends die, and you hate yourself for the sense of relief and gratitude that the angel of death pointed at them and not your angel. And you go home, you make dinner, you try to pay bills, you make grocery lists, you discipline your children for not brushing their teeth as you even really cared anymore. And you make it all seem like an inconvenient but manageable bit of a tangle you have to work through. You do your crying in bathrooms, you're screaming in the car parked behind a gas station, and you're begging on your knees. And no matter how strong your faith and love of God, you wonder if you'll ever have 5 minutes when someone isn't staring at the bald, skinny little girl with translucent skin in her princess dress. And you pray that God will take away the anger and give you joy in something besides a decent hemoglobin count. And after you've lived that nightmare for maybe weeks, months, or years, all you want is just to feel normal again. You want to go somewhere where somebody says, "Let me take care of you. Let me put my arms around you. You've done so much." And that's the gift that Give Kids the World gives the families that we serve. These are families much like yours and mine. They share a common bond. They have a child between the ages of 3 and 18 with a critical illness whose one wish is to do what you're doing this weekend. Experience all the magic that Disney has to offer, whether that be meet Mickey Mouse or Elsa and Anna, all the Disney princesses, or experience all the action over there at Star Wars. 50% of all children, when they're given the opportunity to express their wish is to come right here. And that sounds so simple. But before Give Kids the World came around, 35 years ago, there were children who weren't able to have their wish. Now, Henry Landwirth, who was the founder of Give Kids the World, owned the very first Holiday Inn right outside of the main gate of Walt Disney World, Holiday Inn Main Gate East on 192. And often when a wish-granting organization would identify a child whose wish was to come here, they would call Henry and say, "If we make all the other arrangements, would you mind putting the family up for free?" And because of Henry's unique situation, Henry also felt like he gave up his childhood. He was born in Belgium, and right before the outbreak of World War II, moved to Poland. It was from a Jewish family, and unfortunately both his parents were killed as part of the Holocaust, and he and his twin sister, Margot, spent 5 years from the ages of 13 to 18 in concentration camps, and there were only 2 people in his family that made it out alive. So Henry felt like he gave up his childhood too, so he knew a little bit about what it was like to lose control. So again, he would always say yes. And then one day his general manager came in and told him that a reservation for that evening was canceled. It was for a little girl named Amy. She was 5 years old, she was from Virginia, and she'd been battling leukemia. And unfortunately for her, time simply ran out, and she passed away. So Henry could have done one of 2 things. He could have said, "That's too bad, let's take care of the next family, when's the next family coming?" But he didn't. He started asking questions. He was very curious, and he said, "How could this happen? How could a child die before getting to see Mickey Mouse?" And what he found was it was taking sometimes 2, 3, even 4 months to make all the necessary arrangements to get a family down here. So Henry said, right then and there, he made a promise. So at the age of 60, when most people who have achieved his level of success would think about retiring and riding off into the sunset, Henry made a promise that no child would ever go unfulfilled again. So he immediately hopped in the car and went to visit two of his good friends, whose name may resonate with you all if you're longtime Disney fans, Diana Morgan and Dick Nunes. And he said, this is a situation, absolutely, give them applause. I mean, love both of them. And I had spent 16 plus wonderful years at Disney. I know how difficult sometimes it is to get decisions made. But he hopped in the car, went to see him, and said, this is a situation, are you on board? And they immediately said, yes, Henry, what do you need? We're here for you forever. And he said, this is what I need. I need tickets. I need to make sure that no child ever will have their wish go unfulfilled. So he went back and started Give Kids the World in that storeroom of that Holiday Inn Main Gate East 35 years ago. Now our mission now, and of course we've grown tremendously. We now have an 89-acre village with 166 villas, and it's just an amazing experience, but it started so small because of that one child. And our mission is to take those families out of that all too familiar world of doctor visits and hospital visits and medical treatments and those things where they're always used to either hearing no or having to say no. And we want them to experience a week of yes. Do you want ice cream for breakfast? Do you want to ride another ride? Do you want to go to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Legoland? Do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to go see Kennedy Space Center? And imagine what that must be like for these families after they've been spending all of their time in hospitals and at doctor visits. It's that week that gives them that hope. And you never know what's going to spark that child to have that hope. So we try to fill that whole week with everything from life's simplest pleasures to the stuff dreams are made of, even when they aren't at the parks, because even though they get a little button that allows them to go to all the front of the lines, you've been there, you know it's really hard if you're a healthy family to experience all of those parks in a week's time. So we make sure that when they're at the village, there's a lot of other things for them to do. So we have a party every single night. Every Monday night we celebrate Halloween. So we get either they dress up in costume or we do face painting and the kids can go trick-or-treating. We go through 9 tons of candy a year. So when we put out that call for if anybody wants to donate candy, it's not because we have the staff that's sitting there and eating it, it's our children. They need 9 tons of candy for Halloween. Again, because we don't know if these children are going to experience their next Halloween. We celebrate Christmas every Thursday, complete with snowfall in the avenue, a winter wonderland parade, and of course Santa Claus comes and they all get presents. And then we have a Mayor Clayton's birthday party where the kids surprise Mayor Clayton every Tuesday night with a surprise birthday party. We do a Village Idol program where the kids get up on stage and perform and other kids are the judges, and of course every child's a winner. We have the world's largest Candyland game. We do horseback riding. We have horse-drawn carriage rides. It's just an amazing experience. And imagine all of that packed into a week. And it's an experience for the entire family. Because I think you heard the grief and the concern in that grandmother's voice. What it must be like to be a child with a life-threatening illness or a critical illness, or to be a parent or a grandparent of a child. But it impacts the extended family as well. The siblings suffer just as much. And so everything that we do at the village, we do for every child in the family because it's just as important for them as it is for that wish child. It's a chance for them to reconnect. Imagine a family like that, they're probably pulled in so many different directions. When was the last time that they were able to sit down and have a meal together? And we give them that opportunity. And then we clear up the plates and we do the dishes and we actually serve them. It sounds so simple, but we get so many letters thanking us for that. It's just absolutely amazing. You know, you saw the pictures of those children that graced the screen as I was talking. All of those children lost their battle with their illness shortly after their experience at Give Kids the World. So before Give Kids the World, probably the majority of those children would not have been able to experience their wish. So we're very grateful for events like this that allow us to do that. Now, since 1986, we have served close to 177,000 families. We get them from all 50 states, 76 countries around the world, and it sounds like a staggering number. But to put it into perspective, there's roughly 30,000 children diagnosed with a life-threatening illness every year in the United States alone. So if half of those children, their wish is to come here, we're just beginning to scratch the surface. And of course, the pandemic put us behind. We were closed for 10 months. So there were about 6,000 wishes that were postponed. And it was so sad for those kids because you can imagine a child who's so looking forward. They finally got we're going to get to go to Disney. We're going to get to do something fun. And then the pandemic hits. And of course, for a child who's battling leukemia or battling any of those other horrific critical illnesses, they don't understand why the world came to a standstill because of a flu, because people had a virus, when the world didn't come to a stop because of them. So recognizing that they might lose hope, we started sending out boxes of hope to them. And we sent out our Give Kids the World Candyland games and Frisbees and coloring books and all of these amazing things just to say, don't give up. Your wish is just postponed. It's not canceled. We're going to be here when we emerge from this, so don't give up hope. And it was so amazing to see the families would video their children opening the boxes and the joy that it brought. And we got so many wonderful letters from them because it was just so amazing because, again, they were so disappointed. We just wanted to say, just don't give up the faith. And one letter, I think, expressed it so beautifully when a Wish mom wrote and said that the box arrived, and 5 days later, Brandon passed away. And even though she wasn't able to bring him to Give Kids the World, she was grateful that we were able to bring a little bit of Give Kids the World to Brandon before he passed away. So imagine a mom in her moment of grief was just looking for one ray of sunshine, one way to be grateful. You know, 176,000, we throw that number around and we hate to think of it as just a number because 176,000 is a great statistic, but I never want people to lose sight of that represents a child. That represents 176,000 children. And every one of them has a unique, special story. You know, we don't know the fate of every child that comes to the village. We know that we have a tremendous impact. I'll share a couple stories with you. We had a wonderful, this was, 20 years ago, I guess 2001. It was shortly after 9/11. And it was Christmas, and we had a rush wish that came down. It was a little girl named Alyssa. We've lovingly called Princess Alyssa. 3 years old, battling stage 3 kidney cancer. She had a Wilms tumor. She was on hospice care, and there was a strong likelihood she wasn't going to survive the wish. She hadn't been out of bed in weeks because she was so frail. Well, she came, and her wish was she wanted to meet every single Disney princess. And I was so blessed because I'd see this precious little girl walking by my office every morning in a beautiful little princess gown with her little bald head, with a little tiara, little acrylic slippers and the boa, and just looked like she just owned the world, and it was so wonderful. Now, I don't get to meet every child, but this particular case, because it was right after 9/11, the Orlando Business Journal reached out and said they wanted to do a story about how 9/11 was impacting charitable giving, and could they come out, do a photo shoot, and talk to me about it. And so I said, absolutely, and I know the little girl I want to get my picture taken with. And that was probably one of the most life-changing experiences when I got to meet Alyssa. Well, this precious little girl had the time of her life. She went back to Appleton, Wisconsin after her visit and told her doctor, if you want to make kids well, don't give us shots anymore. Send us to Give Kids the World. It's magic medicine. And for her it was. I've been to her high school graduation. I've been to her college graduation. She's now on our youth advisory council, and her dream one day is to take my job. And when she's ready, I'm sure they'll be ready to give me. Yes, please. Absolutely amazing story. And I know all of you have been to charitable events when somebody comes up on stage and talks about the difference that this particular organization has made in your life, and you wonder, okay, is that all true? Is it just hype? Is it whatever? And you know there's some truth in it, but I just want to share with you, because we have used Alyssa at many of our events to come up and tell her story. Well, when I went to her high school graduation, again, tiny town in Appleton, Wisconsin, I didn't let anybody know that I was coming because my travel schedule changes so much, and I didn't want to disappoint her. And you fly into Milwaukee, you drive about an hour, and I had to go to the ladies' room, so I thought, okay, the event is going to be down at the football stadium, again, a real small high school, so let me just zip into the gym, go to the ladies' room, and go down. So I zipped into the gym, and what do you find? A sea full of caps and gowns. That's where all the kids were getting ready. And this young girl I've never laid eyes on came running up to me and threw her arms around me and said, thank you for saving my best friend's life. And even though I'd known Alyssa at that point for probably 15, 16 years, that's when it hit me. I'd never met this girl, but obviously Alyssa had shown her a picture. That's the impact that Give Kids the World has on these precious families. And we wish that every child had the same fate. We wish every child had that same happy ending. But we know that this isn't always the case. But at least they come here and they have an experience. And I'll share a special story about a little girl named Cadence. She was a wonderful child. She too was from Virginia. Her dad was a Marine. They had 8 in the family, and they came down. It wasn't a rush wish, just a regular wish that, she was in the middle of her treatment. And her dream was she wanted to sit and watch Minnie Mouse in the parade, the 3 o'clock parade. Well, the day before, she had discovered churros. And now, her dream doubled. Not only did she want to watch and see Minnie in that 3 o'clock parade, she also wanted to do it while she was eating a churro. So you can imagine, how many of you have seen the 3 o'clock parade? Yeah, it's pretty crowded, right? And even though our kids get a button, you know what it's like. I mean, everybody's jockeying for positions and it's really crazy. And if you get close enough to actually see, you're really, really lucky. Well, our kids get to wear a Give Kids the World button. On this particular day at the 3 o'clock parade, there was a cast member who saw this family, spotted the button, and ushered them right to the very front of the line. And there she was at 3 o'clock, happily eating her churros, sitting right there on the sideline, and Minnie Mouse came by. And 4 hours later, they're sitting at Pecos Phil's having dinner, and she passes away. And the family, all they wanted to do the next day was to find that cast member and thank him for going above and beyond and making a difference in the life of Cadence. And those are the stories that happen here, magical stories, and they're all amazing. And it's so wonderful that we're able to do this and have events like this that support us. We fill 1,800 pre-pandemic, and hopefully very soon, when we can say post-pandemic, we fill 1,800 volunteer shifts a week, and they're the backbone of our organization. They're so important to us. We simply couldn't do what we do without our volunteers. Every family letter that we get talks about 2 things. Our volunteers and the unconditional love. They're blown away by people, complete strangers who come in and all they want to do is make life easier for them for 1 week. And then of course ice cream for breakfast, because we do serve ice cream from 7:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night. And it's kind of I don't know which one really gets the most points, but you got to imagine for a child, I'm sure it's the ice cream. For the parents, I'm sure it's the volunteers. But so many incredible stories, and I could stand up here forever and talk about it, and you can hear the story of Alyssa, you can hear the story about Cadence, but we've got a very special young man that's going to come out today, because you're going to get the opportunity to meet him, and his name is Kellen. And Kellen, are you back there? Can you come out and visit with us for a few minutes? I'm going to put my mask on, because if I don't, I have to stay 6 feet away from him, and that's not me. So I'm going to put my mask on, and Kellen is going to come and join us on stage. Come on, Kellen. Yay! And wave to Kellen's mom, wave to Mom, and wave to Dad and his sister. Kellen, this is Kellen Jackley, and you guys are going to have the opportunity to meet him. But Kellen, tell us a little bit about, when were you at the village?
Well,
Do you remember? How old are you now?
I am 10 years old.
Years old.
And I was 3 years old on my wish trip. And Give Kids the World was just amazing. It changed my life. And it really was the best.
What was your wish? What did you want to do?
My wish was to meet Mickey Mouse.
Did you get to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some pictures of you doing that, right? But
Yeah.
tell me about one special picture that we're going to see in just a couple minutes. What happened? How many of you guys can remember your first kiss? Yeah, but how many of your first kiss was from
Elsa.
Elsa? Yes, yeah. So you're going to see him getting his very first kiss from Elsa. Now, he claims he was trying to wipe it off, but he couldn't find anything to wipe it off. But is it still there?
No.
No. Oh, okay. I just wanted to check. Yeah. So tell me, what are you doing while you're here? What are you going to do here? Is that it? There's that, yeah, makes me so, gives me chills.
Wait, what?
So what are you going to be doing here? So tell me a little bit. You're an artist
Yep.
and also a cook, right? So you're
Yep.
going to be an artist and a chef.
Yep.
Both very creative, right? Now, are you going to cook for us this week, or are you going to paint for us?
Paint.
Paint. Okay, I love it. So tell us a little bit about your paintings.
Well, I'm selling my paintings, and all of the money that I get today and tomorrow will go all to Give Kids.
So I'll share a story. I don't know if we have the painting. Can we grab that one real quick? let me show, because I want you to describe this painting. The way we discovered that Kellen was an artist was he was in painting this particular picture one day, and his mom came in and saw it, and she asked him to describe it. So do you want to describe it?
So,
like Vanna White?
So, all the darkness right here, all the darkness right here means when I was in the hospital with yucky medicine and surgery. And all this light is when I walked into Give Kids the World Village, and all that darkness just faded away.
So we have prints of this, and I think either like maybe 20 other prints.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a booth over there in the center, right? He's going to be there, and I think he might even do some painting while you're there, correct?
Yeah.
So he might even do, if you have a specific request, maybe he'll even design one especially for you. And we're going to sell these for $10. And I think you're going to autograph them too, right?
Yep.
Yeah? Did you exercise your hands so you can keep writing and writing and writing?
Yep.
Okay, what else? What was your favorite thing at the village?
Well, my favorite thing at the village was definitely meeting all the characters, riding the rides, and obviously having ice cream for breakfast.
Did you have ice cream for breakfast every single day?
Yes.
Okay, now be honest, how much did your dad eat?
A lot.
So when you came on your wish, you actually lived outside of Philadelphia, right?
Yep.
So how did you get down here?
Well, we drove down and we passed many estates. It was really fun. And basically, Give Kids we wanted to go back. It was just so fun.
So you moved down here so you could be closer and you could volunteer and spend a lot of time there, right?
Yep.
Well, we're sure glad you did. We love you. Thank you for being out here. Can I have a hug?
Thank you.
Okay, give Kellen a huge round of applause. Amazing young man, and we love him too. And you get to meet him, so make sure you go over there and look for one of his paintings. My favorite. Did you have something else you want to say?
Everyone give it up for Pam for all she does.
Thank you, Kellen. I appreciate it. I'll be first in line to get a picture. Okay? Thank you. Adorable. So when we talk about, you're going to meet a lot of celebrities, right? Over the course of the next couple days. You're not going to meet a bigger celebrity than that young man right there. Thank you, Kellen. Really appreciate it. So again, you're now excited. You've been waiting for this moment for seems like months and months, but we would not be able to do that. We would not be able to create memories like that for Kellen and his family, to inspire them to want to pick up their roots and move down without events like this. And so, is Pete Werner somewhere here? Are you hiding from me, Pete? Are you in this audience? Because we would not be here today without Pete Werner. He is absolutely amazing. Pete is the dance. And can you imagine, have you ever been to a conference where it's all about a nonprofit? I've been to hundreds of conferences in my life, but it's never been all about a nonprofit. And I remember years ago, I don't know if any of you, how many of you were on the cruise? I don't know, was it like 10, 12 years ago? Who was on that Disney cruise, right? And what did we do? We kicked off the Power of 10. And Pete announced that his goal was to raise $1 million for Give Kids the World. And it was very simple. If every person there would give $10 and then inspire 10 other people to give $10, and each one of them give $10, and inspire others that we would reach $1 million. Well, I'm proud to say we have blown by $1 million. So, round of applause, Pete. I know you're hiding somewhere. We love you. Thank you for this. We're so excited. This whole event is to support Give Kids the World and make wishes come true for children just like Kellen. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know you all have your agendas and are going to go out there and have a great time. Make sure you stop by and see Kellen. I'll be floating around if you have any questions about the village, or if you want to sign up to volunteer or do anything or take a tour of the village. We're just a short hop, skip, and a jump away. We'd love it. Thank you again. Enjoy the week.